Hey guys, it's Alaija here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I got some notes here in my notebook and you already know what that means. So I have some notes on a nice little topic I actually came up with like 2 hours ago that I wanted to talk about because I talk about this a lot on my Instagram. So I thought, why not make a video about it, right? Right. So today's topic will be the things they don't tell you about self-love. I feel like this is a very important topic because we are fed so many different lies and so many different philosophies and so many different things in general that we have to take on or have to do in order to practice self-love, but we're often not told so many important things that also have to do with self-love. So yes, honey, that's today's topic. And real quick before we jump into that, if you are new here, first of all, welcome. Second of all, why don't you go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I just know you're thinking about it and I know you want to. It's just like, why do this to yourself? Just like, go ahead, like subscribe, push the bell button, like this video, like, you know what to do. And well, let's just jump right into it then. I don't want this to be an extra long video because it has the potential to be, because I'm extra. Pray for me, y'all. But I have 5 tips and that's it. There's a lot of things that I could really have said, but I only picked 5 out of like the 20 things that possibly came to my mind. And so the first thing that I want to share with you guys about self-love that they probably don't tell you or mention when they're talking about it is that self-love is very important. Self-love is more important than you know. It's actually something that needs to be practiced on a daily basis, like, you know, brushing your teeth, eating, breathing. I feel like self-love is in there somewhere. We just don't talk about it enough. And I feel like when you practice self-love, you can actually enjoy your life to the fullest. A lot of people kind of think it's something that you can do if you have the time, but it's actually something you should be making time to do. I feel like it's just as important as paying your bills, going to work. I feel like it's something that needs to be done in order to operate properly in life, and a lot of people may not see it that way, but I feel like it really is that way because a lot of people walk this earth very miserably and very bitterly, and a lot of that comes from them having a lack of self-appreciation, self-peace, and self-love. So I feel like once we start to practice self-love on a daily basis, we can experience our life in a better way. Another thing people probably don't tell you about self-love is that it's actually not selfish. So don't let anybody fool you into thinking that you're being selfish for deciding to take time out for yourself and take care of yourself. To be honest, self-love only becomes selfishness when you completely ignore other people and only think of yourself. It is true that self-love can become selfishness, but the original concept of self-love is not to be selfish, if you know what I mean. So when you're practicing self-love, there shouldn't be a selfish mindset behind it, and it's not meant to be selfish or for you to gain a selfish mindset. It's for you to understand how important it is to take care of yourself as much as you may take on other jobs or take on taking care of someone else. It's just as important. Not that you should only take care of yourself, only do things for yourself, but to make it as equally important to take care of yourself as you do other things. Too much self-love can bring on arrogance and stinginess, and it really shouldn't. Self-love is meant to also put you at peace with yourself, which can also help you be at peace with others. Long story short, self-love is not meant to be selfish. It is not originally supposed to be a selfish thing, but without moderation, it can be. So be very careful. Another thing people probably don't tell you about self-love is that it is hard. And I'm going to be completely honest and truthful with you guys. This is one of the biggest things that people don't realize about self-love. We're often like told to love ourselves and appreciate who we are and enjoy who we were made to be, but nobody really talks about how challenging that process can really become. We're always fed these lies and shown these unrealistic images of lifestyle. And if you're already a person who suffers with like depression or insecurities, then this can seem like it's an impossible task. And with that being the case, you can often feel like you're failing at life because it's hard for you to love yourself because you deal with these other challenges in life, not realizing that something like self-love, even though it's meant to be fulfilling, it can be a hard process because loving yourself in a world of lies and things where you're constantly kind of put down about who you are originally can be a very challenging task, and it's not easy at all. And to be honest with you guys, self-love is hard. It is. It's a disciplined kind of situation. It's a challenging kind of situation, and it doesn't happen overnight. But the upside of this is, don't beat yourself up if it's harder for you to find true self-appreciation. I'd rather go through a long journey of finding my true self-appreciation than going on this short temporary version of, oh, I love myself right now, but later on I'm gonna hate myself again and I will never be happy in life at all. Because it's not worth doing the things that society tries to force us to do, or society says is okay or says is right. It's not worth it, guys. So I'm gonna tell you guys, self-love, a self-love journey may be hard and it may be challenging at times. It might not be the prettiest process, but it is not impossible. The next thing on my list is that self-love is not expensive. So I don't care what you saw on Instagram. I don't care what those girls said about self-love and love yourself. You do not have to go on these extra luxurious trips or buy all these fancy gifts for yourself to receive self-love or to find self-love. That is not really where self-love is. You know what I mean? It's nice, trust me, it's very nice to go on nice trips and buy nice things for yourself. I like doing this. I like buying myself nice things. I like going out to a new place and trying a new treat or something like that. It is not the real meaning of self-love and self-appreciation. Social media is famous for putting this image and idea in our heads that we have to be going to like Italy, or we have to be like in, I don't know, Hawaii or something, or we have to walk around with a brand new car because we love ourselves and we decide to treat ourselves like that. That's not true, especially if you don't got the money like that. Like, there's a different way of finding self-love. There's a different way of experiencing self-love and practicing it, and trust me, that's not the real way, actually. That's really superficial. Sometimes self-love can be giving yourself a break. Sometimes we're overwhelmed, and when you take a break and you just sit down, take a deep breath, look at the blankness of the wall, it can be very refreshing. Reading is good for you, and sometimes even removing yourself from toxic and negative energy or relationships is more self-love than buying yourself a fancy new car. So no, self-love is not this superficial idea that society has placed on us. Sometimes practicing self-love is about allowing yourself the freedom to not be completely perfect. Self-love does not need to break your bank and rob your wallet of every last penny you have. And lastly on my list, self-love should be something you find on your own. I know that being alone for some people might be scary, or that you're always tempted to have someone around you. Self-love is meant specifically for you to be by yourself and appreciate who you are when you're alone. So take advantage of your downtime and your alone times. We get so used to the idea that somebody else has to bring us love and happiness, when in reality, these are the things that we should be striving to find within ourselves, by ourselves, on our own time. Getting to a point where we don't need anybody else to make us feel good about ourselves isn't the easiest, but it's always going to be worth it. We're the only people that have to deal with ourselves forever, literally. And it's not always a promise that you're going to have someone else there to make you happy, have something else there to make you happy. So try your best to find that inner peace and that inner love for yourself on your own time, in your own way. Well guys, that's actually it for this video. These are just a few tips that I found or thought of that I feel like we don't talk about enough when we're talking about self-love or self-appreciation. I hope these tips helped you out and they encouraged you to actually look at self-love in a different way. And if you haven't started, to start your own self-love journey. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Peace.